Unless you guys have been living under a rock like Patrick Starr, you've probably heard about content houses before, right? Think of them as collective spaces where influencers live, create, and collaborate. On one side of things, you've got the popular, seamless collaborations, influencers from different backgrounds working together, sharing ideas, and producing content that seems almost flawless. Then, on the other side, you've got the more sinister side of things, drama, fights, and chaos, like we all saw with Jake Paul and Jack Doherty. It's like a reality TV show, but it's real. But today, we're not talking about just some normal content house. We're talking about a new content house that's already causing a stir. And y'all already guessed it, it's called the Bop House. Now, this isn't your typical influencer group. Let's just get this straight. This house is breaking the internet for all the wrong reasons. And it's not like anything we've seen before. So let's just take a deep dive into what the Bop House is and why it's making waves on platforms like TikTok. Now, first off, let's talk about this new house because it's a different breed. Instead of the typical YouTube or Instagram influencer scene, this one is more aligned with platforms like, we'll just say, Cornhub for all the kids watching. But if you get my drift, y'all get what I'm saying. Now, you heard that right. The Bop House is a new type of content house that's gaining traction on TikTok, but not only is it just on TikTok, but they're pushing that influencer or they're pushing that influence from TikTok over to, y'all guessed it, their Cornhub. So what exactly are the content creators behind this? The Bop House was founded by Sophie Rain. I'm sure you guys have heard of her before. And I guess it's like some of her friends. And no, it's not just a group of people who are just making cute TikToks. These women have made their fortune on OnlyFans. And you might think, okay, so what's so special about that? Well, let me just explain. So this isn't just your typical content creator success story. Sophie Rain and her crew aren't just riding on the coattails of an existing trend. They're creating a whole new world within it. The thing is, Sophie Rain and her crew didn't just get started on OnlyFans and ride out the wave. They built their following on TikTok first, and then they made the jump. This strategic move is what set them apart from other influencers in the adult content space. Now, I won't drop their names because, frankly, I'm not giving out free promo, but just know these women are ranking in some serious cash, like $5 million a month. So we're not talking about just a little few hundred or a few $1,000s. We're talking $5 million a month. And if you just think about that for a second, just think about how wild that is. I'm sure some of us have like really hardworking fathers, or I don't know, y'all already know what I'm saying, parents, grandparents, I don't even know. Y'all know people in our lives are working super hard for the dollar, and these girls just have to, I guess, just do some cringy TikToks, and before you know it, they're rich off OnlyFans. And this is the kind of revenue we're talking about here. Two names you'll likely recognize in the group are Sophie Rain and Camila Oro. I think that's how you pronounce it, but Camila is one of the ones who actually popped up in Mr. Beast's Squid Game video, and she went viral off that and then turned that fame into a full-blown influencer career. Now, to be fair, she played the game right and cashed in on her moment, but it's a little weird to think that in today's age, all it takes is one viral video to land you in the top 1% of influencers. That's the power of social media, but it also comes with its own set of challenges. What's more fascinating and pretty disturbing is that Camila didn't stop there. She began using her younger brother in her TikTok videos to help promote her OnlyFans. I mean, think about that. You're using your sibling, a minor, to push this type of content. Let's just say that's definitely not for the faint of heart. I mean, how down bad do you have to be to literally have your little brother promote your OnlyFans? Like, I don't know about y'all, but if my sister was doing that, I would quite frankly disown her. I don't know about you, but there's definitely better ways to go viral as well, and this is just absolutely stupid. And here's the thing about Sophie Rain. This is where things got even more interesting. If you haven't heard of Sophie Rain by now, well, let me just explain. So she hit it big this year when she revealed that she made over $43 million in just 1 year from OnlyFans, and she's only 19 or 20, so let that sink in. She's made more in a year than most people will ever see in their lifetimes. That is absolutely insane. But what's even more insane is how quickly the money starts flowing once you find the right audience and you know how to market yourself. Now, I don't know about you, but I feel like for the women who went through the whole traditional college route, like, that's really sad. Imagine working hard for 4 years, acing all of your classes, and then trying to land a job, only to find yourself competing with thousands of other applicants for the same position. Meanwhile, Sophie Rain is not even hit, bro. I don't even think she's hit 21 yet, and she's out here making millions without even having to get explicit on camera. So yeah, you've seen a lot of women in our generation looking frustrated or angry. This is probably why. It's a tough reality for many people and women, especially because education, hard work no longer gives you success, or at least guarantees it. But it gets even weirder. Sophie Rain's whole virgin narrative is causing quite a bit of controversy. Yes, you read that right, Sophie has claimed that she's a virgin despite making this insane explicit content. She says that she's never lost her V card even throughout her full TikTok suggestive content. Call me skeptical, but does anyone actually believe that? In 2024, we move past the old virgin trope, especially when you're marketing yourself like Sophie is. It's a confusing message to send to young audiences, especially when the timeline between innocent or explicit content is being blurred more and more. I get it, she's trying to sell a clean image, right? It's not uncommon for influencers to market themselves as something pure or unspoiled to cater to certain types of fans. But with the kind of content she's posting, it's a little bit hard to call her a virgin or at least see it from that angle. At this point, it feels like it's just another marketing ploy for her audience, and trust me, it's definitely working. The line between personal branding and authenticity is getting harder to define, and people like Sophie are playing it like a pro. But is it sustainable? But here's the kicker. Sophie Rain also claims she's a Christian. Yes, despite everything she does, she says her faith is a big part of her identity. Now look, I'm not here to tell anyone what they should or shouldn't believe, but I can't help but wonder how that flies for the Christian community. From a biblical perspective, lust is one of the 7 deadly sins. How does Sophie justify her content under those terms? Now look, I'm not a theologian, but something about this whole situation definitely doesn't add up. It would be interesting to hear how Sophie Rain explains her faith while still posting this kind of content, and even more so when she's marketing herself to a young audience. The whole thing just genuinely feels off. How does one reconcile a faith-based identity with adult content? It's a debate that could go on for hours. And this is where things get really sketchy. The Bop House isn't just some influencer group. They're actively recruiting new members. I'm not kidding. People are auditioning to join. Like, imagine if you just have like a really nice girlfriend and next thing you know, she's trying to audition for the Bop House. Like, oh my gosh, guys. Like, the influence these women have on other girls especially, I know is not good at all. And of course, you've got people in the comments recommending others to join, like Piper Raquel, a girl who built her following from YouTube and TikTok. Piper, who's currently 17, made an audition video for the Bop House. And of course, people are all over her in the comments saying she'd be a great fit. I'm sure I don't have to explain why that's concerning, right? A teenager, 17, minor, being pushed into this kind of industry, this definitely doesn't sit right. Luckily, Piper's audition was rejected, at least for now, but I wouldn't be surprised if once she turns 18, she's welcome in open arms. We've seen this before. Remember Bad Baby? The moment she turned 18, she opened an OnlyFans account and made a fortune. The whole industry is set up to profit off the fact that once these women hit adulthood, they're immediately thrown into a much larger market. It's almost like there's an obsession with youth, and once these women come of age, they're thrust into the spotlight with no turning back. Honestly, I can't help but think about what kind of message this sends to the next generation. Think about it. Imagine you have like a daughter and she's growing up in the world where these are her role models she's looking up to. It's not just YouTubers and beauty vloggers anymore. It's literally content houses like the Bop House. Like, imagine you have like a daughter and she's like, "Hey dad, can I join the Bop House?" Like, guys, come on. This is getting really concerning. And just when you thought it couldn't get worse, there are rumors of something called the minor Bop House. And guys, I really don't want to get into detail with that, but there is a TikTok account that is apparently encouraging other minors to join. Like, guys, this is just, oh my gosh. Anyways, so what does all that mean for the future? Well, the rise of adult content houses isn't going away anytime soon, and the audience is growing at a rapid rate. So, and the more people that join, the more controversial it's going to get. We're only scratching the surface of how big this could get. 2025 is now here, and we're going to start seeing some boundaries that are going to be pressed even harder. So if you're watching this, maybe now is a good time to reconsider who you're supporting online. It's time to be more conscious of the content we engage with, especially while there's other people, especially minors who are on TikTok. We really don't want to be pushing this type of content towards them, because what do you think it's doing to their minds? I mean, I'm not trying to drop any hate on anybody trying to make a bag. I mean, I'm literally making this YouTube video because guess what? It's passive income. I totally understand that. But at the same time, people have to understand there are boundaries, especially when it comes to younger audiences. So let me know what you guys think about today's video. Comment down what you guys think. Am I reaching, or does this seem like it's a really bad problem? But that's all I have for you guys, and I'm gonna go sit down and really reconsider my decisions, guys. This internet stuff is just getting crazy.